Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've got this whole collection of Catan games, and now that the 2025 version of the game or edition is going to be released, I think it's time for me to still make sure that I open these old versions all in the channel. So stay tuned for the next videos where I'll be opening all these boxes one by one. Catan the Helpers. One of the strangest products that I discovered recently was this. An expansion for Catan, which I believe only works with the base game, bringing characters that will make the game asymmetric, right? Meet your new best friends on the island of Catan. They generally share their specialized skills and expertise to help you develop your fledgling communities and thriving cities. Oh, it's suitable for Catan and Catan seafarers. Wow. So after all these years, I think this is a reprint of an older version, which is Catan Scenarios. But I'm super excited to understand who these 12 helpers are and how this works. This guy looks like from Game of Thrones. The box is slightly damaged here, but it's now time for me to open this and add this product to the Catan line in the channel. So stay there to find out what is inside Catan the Helpers. So I'll take the tape later on easily, not to damage the box, carefully. And let's see if we can open. Oh, that's why. That's for 12 cards. This is a big pack, but now I understand. Seems like it's not cards, but cardboard cards. Yeah, that's how you pump the price. Okay, you see, cardboard. But let's take a look at the rules first to see how this works. Meet your newest friends. Okay, content, Catan, the 12 double-sided helpers. When you play Catan, the helpers, the rules in Catan. Okay, set up your Catan. Probably, oh, there's a stacking stack, there's a display, the ones that are discarded. And how do you activate this? Take your first helper during Catan. Take the topmost helper from the starting stack immediately after you place your second settlement and road. But wait, don't you start with, this is during setup, right? So you already start with 2 settlements, to be correct. Using the helpers. It is important to remember that you will always have 1 helper in front of you during the game. That's why you start with 1. Using the helper's advantage. Each helper has a special advantage summarized in the tile. You can only play a helper, which is activating his advantage, once time on your turn, with some exceptions. Okay, so exchange, flip, prohibitions, and there's an explanation of all of them. Let's see if we can understand just by looking at the tiles themselves. But yeah, oh, that's the Klaus Teuber. Is he also an helper? That could have been fun. Okay, so here we go. The 12 helpers, starting with Kaja. Why do you have 2 sides? So is this an upgraded version? Let me see if we can at least understand that. There's the sun side and the moon side. The sun side and the moon side. What does that mean? Immediately after using your helpers, you have 1 or 2 options. You exchange, you return it, or you flip it to the moon side. Okay, so you can take it back, or probably you can keep it, but then you keep it for the next turn. So they should start on the sun side, probably. Take robber's resource. Take 1 resource from the supply matching the hex where the robber occupies. And after you exchange or you flip the helper. If you flip it, it says what? Take 1 resource. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh, but then it says after you are forced to exchange this helper. Okay, so it seems like you can use it like 2 times and then you're forced to exchange. You're forced to exchange. Development card swap. So everyone has a chance to use probably all of them. You cannot hold 1. Development cards up. You may place 1 of your unplayed development cards at the bottom of the development card stack and draw 1 from the top. So if you don't like the monopoly that you got or whatever, and you're looking for the points for the army, you can use her. And then it goes back. Digger. Chase robber to desert. Before or after resolving production on your turn, you may move the robber to the desert. Goes back home. You receive 1 resource of the type produced by the terrain where the robber left. So this guy just fights the robbers. Development card choice. When buying a development card, you may substitute 1 resource with any one other resource of your choice. Okay. Choose your development cards from the treetop. Very powerful. Yeah, not only you change the way you buy it, but also the card itself. Thorolf, the guy that looks from Game of Thrones. Protection from the 7. When a 7 is rolled, you must immediately use this advantage. If you have more than 7 resources, you don't lose any. Otherwise, you take 1 resource any one resource of it. So if you don't have 7, you can still get another one. They all have like Nordic names or what? Makeshift road. When you build a road, you may substitute 1 lumber or 1 brick by any other resource. The guy that helps making the roads. Ryan, take card from leader. During your trade and build phase, you may look at the resource cards of one of your opponent who has more victory points than you and take 1. So the guy that steals from the rich. Gregor, assign knight to building. You may discard 1 of your face-up knights. Face-up knights. So face-up knights, we're talking about the development cards, not the knights in Catan expansions. Build 1 settlement for 1 lumber plus 1 brick, or build a city for 2 ore plus 1 grain. So you discard a knight to get a discount. This may be useful once you start understanding that you'll never win the knights, the military victory by the biggest army. So you may use them to just have discounts. Move a road. Ogni. You may remove 1 of your end roads and place it somewhere else. Okay. So if you did a mistake with the roads, let's correct that. Asla. Force trade. Choose 1 resource type and request it from up to 2 players, one after the other. For each resource received, you give back 1 of your choice. Okay, so it's called force trade. Yeah, force trade. Resource compensation. If any production roll is not a 7 and you receive no resource, you take 1 resource card from your choice. That's also good. That's also good. All of them are good, right? Stina. 2-1 trade frenzy. Choose 1 type of resource and exchange in a ratio of 2 to 1 as much as you like all at once. This is also super powerful. Yeah, that critical moment where you need something, you just trade like crazy and then you flip or you give it back. Yeah, those were the 12 helpers. The 12 Catan scenario helpers. I was expecting exactly this, right? Powers that are related with the game mechanics, so no big surprise here. It gives that different play the base game to make it different. So yep, that it is. I hope you enjoyed this. To invite that you consider hitting that like button and subscribing. So I'm creating a playlist for Catan with all the content you saw in the introduction. So if you are interested in that, don't forget to take a look at the channel and find it. I also have a playlist for many other board games out there, as well as the major card games in the market. And I also have a podcast in the channel called The Table Talks, the name of the channel, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their projects, their stories, their profiles while playing board games online with them. So I definitely think that you will find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Goodbye.